Hey guys, welcome to the Kim Iverson Show. Thank you so much for being here. So I want to share with you an important and interesting clip about China. Now, many people believe China is our greatest threat, and for good reason, because a recent study came out of London earlier this year showing there is very little positive coverage about China across the board in mainstream media, left or right. Most everything about China is negative. Maybe there's a good reason for that. Maybe China is an enormous threat to our national security and sovereignty, and we should be completely on high alert. Or maybe we're just reeling ourselves into another Cold War in order to, one, continue boosting the military-industrial complex, of course, and two, place blame for our own country's failures somewhere else. Politicians love to do that. The economy sucks, must be China's fault. Our citizens are on drugs, must be China's fault. COVID must be China's fault. And maybe some of these things are China's fault. I don't know. I'm just opening the conversation to the idea that maybe we're being gaslit again, because if these things are actually our fault and not China's fault, and we keep blaming China rather than trying to fix it, things are never going to get fixed, and we're just going to continue to deteriorate. Nobody wants that. So I want to play you this clip for you. This is going to be Singaporean George Yao. He was the Minister for Foreign Affairs. He also served in their parliament and other cabinet positions for over 2 decades. He was a brigadier general in their military, was the chief of staff and director of joint operations. So this guy has been in the know in Singaporean government and military for a long time. He also is very familiar with the West. He got his education at Cambridge in London and also at Harvard here in the United States. Singapore is heavily aligned with the United States and not with China, in case you're confused. I know Tom Cotton seemed to be when he was questioning the Singaporean gentleman who runs the CEO of TikTok, and he kept saying, are you aligned with the Chinese Communist Party? And the guy was like, I'm Singaporean. What are you talking about? Totally different country, not even bordering China. Though the main language in Singapore is English, many of them do speak Chinese. Many of them are ethnic Chinese, and so I could see the confusion there. But Singapore is aligned with the U.S. and the West. Yes, they are in Asia. Yes, they do speak Chinese. So there is a unique position there for Singapore to understand both the West and China. Singapore is heavily reliant on the United States for its security and stability. Singapore relies on the United States for its advanced military hardware and training. So it is in Singapore's best interest for the United States to continue flourishing. Keep all of this in mind when you listen to him answer the question, what does the United States get wrong about China? His answer is one of the most eye-opening answers that every American and certainly every politician pretending to run this country should listen to if we want to be serious about quote-unquote defeating China. But before we get to that clip, let's first get to tonight's sponsor. Recently, the FDA Commissioner Robert Califf went to Capitol Hill and he sounded the alarm over the current bird flu virus, saying the virus is mutating, and the real worry is that it's going to jump to human lungs, where when this happened in other parts of the world, the mortality rate was 25%. Sounds like a lot of fear-mongering. Then you can guess what he said next. He says we've got to have testing, we've got to have antivirals, and we need to have a vaccine ready to go. Well, we've seen this play out before. You can either wait and see what the government decides to push on us and restrict us from, or you can be ready with your own kit. The wellness company has put together an amazing contagion emergency kit, which includes a carefully selected assortment of effective medications for contagions like bird flu, COVID-19, and other respiratory illnesses. The kit includes ivermectin, hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, Tamiflu, and budesonide, along with a nebulizer, so you can rest easy knowing that you have the meds on hand if you need them. Best of all, you can avoid the wait times and the price of the hospital and have exactly what you need for as low as the cost of a single doctor's visit. Now, this kit is built to save lives through early treatment, and every American should have at least one of these kits in their home. So you can order it today at twc.health/Kim. Code Kim saves you 15% at checkout with the wellness company. All right, guys, let's go ahead and get to this clip. This is, again, George Yao, former Minister of Foreign Affairs for Singapore. Let's watch.
What does the U.S. get wrong about China, and how would you advise them to think about China?
The U.S. political system is decentralized, and because of the need to win votes, it goes through emotional phases, and it's entering such a phase now where China is demonized out of mass emotion. There's some manipulation behind the scenes, but it's not based on knowledge. You ask those who are anti-China, where's Luoyang? Where's Singapore? They won't be able to tell you, but they have strong emotions. They know everything about Tibet, they know everything about Xinjiang. But really, so it's not sustainable, and they don't understand the nature of China.
Okay, so there he is saying that here we are, we're just kind of brainwashed. We don't really have any knowledge about China. We think we do. We think we know about Tibet. We think we know about Xinjiang and the Uyghurs, but really we don't know anything, is what the Singaporean foreign minister is saying.
Why is China always building walls around itself? Every dynasty rebuilds the Great Wall. And even today, capital markets, Hollywood movies, COVID, China is constantly building walls around itself because it is happy in its own homogeneity. It has a very different nature from America. But the Americans think that China wants to displace them as top dog in the world. And because of that, it's trying to contain China, even pull it down, if possible. And my fear is it may exhaust itself in the process, and I don't think it will succeed. You take this latest move to impose 100% tax on EVs. I mean, the Qing dynasty did that right in the 19th century. And the result was the world passed it by, and within a few decades, its position plummeted in the world. That's the danger of shutting out the world. The Europeans can't do it, not the Germans, so they said, no, we will rise to the challenge of China. And whether it's Mercedes-Benz or BMW.
Thank you for watching this clip from the full Kim Iverson show, which you could catch just by heading to that link down below, KimIversonShow.com. You can watch the full show from what you just watched, or you can catch the full show live Monday through Friday, live streams, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern at KimIversonShow.com. See you then. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Never miss an episode. Never miss a clip. Never miss a segment. Thanks, guys.